Hey there. Pedals, pedal boards, they're like toys. They're like waking up on Christmas morning when you're a kid and you don't know what's going to be under the tree. Some kind of new toy. They're gadgets that are fun. They make different sounds, different noises. You plug them up, tweak knobs. Guitar players, we just love our pedals. Some people are minimalists. They don't play with too many pedals. Some people build pedal boards that are 6 yards long and they need like 18 feet to press all the pedals. And then other guys use, rack mount, full rack mount type effects where they've got a pedal hooked up to a rack. Various ways to make the guitar sound different through an amp. I'm just going to go over basic the pedal boards that I've used over the years and the one that I'm currently using. There's something magical about pedals. I just got a new pedal, $20 Donner pedal, arrived via Amazon, and I'm a happy kid again. In the early 80s I was in a punky funky band. I was the rhythm guitarist, singer. And the only pedals that I had were, I think, an MXR Phase 90, a Crybaby Wah-Wah, and I think a Boss DS1 distortion pedal, the orange box that I just sold a couple of years ago on eBay or whatever, or Craigslist, and I kicked myself for selling that because that was a cool little distortion box. First run, I think, of that box, right? DS1, obviously. But that was all I needed. I played through a Fender Twin, and that's really all I needed. And we didn't have a lot of money back then. We were kids, so we played with what little we had, and things worked out good. That was a nice, tight, fun band to be in. Now, in the late 80s, early 90s, the Mr. Vague band, I was using this exclusively. This is a GSP Digitech 21. It has all kinds of neat sounds in it. It's programmable, so you can make your own patches, make your own flange patches, chorus patches, reverb, distortion, overdrive. It's still, I keep it in my rack over here. Obviously I took it out to show y'all, but it's a really cool piece of equipment. Okay, Digitech GSP21. And this is the controller board for the GSP21. And this connects up to your rack mounted GSP21. And you can program or set up these pedals, each of these, to correspond with a patch in the GSP21. So it's convenient. The downside of this, of course, is you have, you're limited into the different effects that you can use at the same time. So, but you can program them all, of course, into multi-effects into one pedal here, if you call it that, one of these guys. Whereas on a pedal board, you've got to hit multiple effects to get the combination of multiple effects. I like this guy. I might be using this in the near future. Then I guess in around 2000, the early 2000s, I started playing solo acoustic shows at pubs, just to get back out there and play music. And this is the gizmo box that I used during those solo shows. I used this, gosh, a good 10, 12 years probably before I changed things up. This is a 1210 TC Spatial expander. And this is a really, I'm fond of TC Electronics gizmos, and this is a really cool gizmo box too. You can do some nice stereo effects with it. Still in really good condition too. I've got a TC parametric equalizer over here also, which is a really good piece of equipment. One person that used this, I remember acoustic guitar player Michael Hedges, way back when, used this. Really cool. More recently, I've made a switch to mini pedals. So this is a Nano Plus board from Pedal Train. And oh, she's plugged in right now, so I can't wrestle too much with it, but I'll go over to the operating table and we'll take a look-see at this. But again, fond of CC Electronics pedals. I'm not going to get into details about the pedals, but let's go over to the operating table and we'll take a look and see how this thing's put together. The nice thing about Pedal Train, this Nano Plus, they come with the Velcro, and it's a good size. At least this is a good size for me. I actually have, this is one of 2 Nano Pluses that I have, and I line them up at an angle like this with the mic stand right here. I'll get the other one out here shortly just to show you all this, but that's how I set them up. And on some occasions, if there's a gig where I don't need a whole slew of pedals, I'll just bring one of these, and of course it's all Velcro, so you can yank one of these off and trade it up for another pedal, which is very convenient, again, for whatever kind of different gig that you're playing. And if we look at the underbelly of this Nano Plus, I've got a Ciox, which I really like their batteries. I think they're from Denmark, maybe. They make really nice. You can see that they've got 300 milliamps and switchable voltage, and you've got your 100s for your standard pedals. Some pedals will need a higher milliamp rating to make them run properly. They come with ties, so you can, the Nano Pluses do that, so you can tie up all your wires. I have different kinds of tape in here. There's a little switch settings box right here where you can flip from low to high. Nice rubber feet. The Ciox battery fits tight enough in here. I'm trying to remember, I don't think I replaced the rubber feet. Some batteries you do have to replace the rubber feet. I don't even remember if I did replace these, but a lot of folks will get a battery that sticks out too much. You can see right here, it sticks out a little, and they'll have to replace these rubber feet, you know, so that they get the ground clearance there. A couple things I've seen on a Paul Gilbert video is he uses Velcro to tie down his little patch cables, and he also uses rubber washers for the knobs so they don't slip out of place before a gig. And you know, if you have this pedal board in a storage bag, it might get bounced around and a setting might change. I'm using like a drafting tape right now that I mark with a Sharpie the settings that I want for each of the knobs. That's what some folks do. Paul Gilbert, in one of his videos, he takes these knobs off, puts rubber washers underneath, so the knobs are real hard, difficult to turn, and they stay in their desired setting longer. Or they'll stay in that setting unless you really have to force a change. And this is the current pedal setup that I use. These guys on the left connected via patch cable right here, and this setup on the right with the tuner being first in line, guitar plugged into here. We come through here, and lastly a little ditto looper that goes to one of my Tyler amps or the board. Well, I found myself a pedal. I gotta find a board. Bunch of lumber right here of some boards. I got a pedal and I got a board. That's a 2x4 right there. Oh yeah. I gotta find a way to get the pedal next to the board, or the board with the pedal. Bring it up, bring it into the studio.